Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back again. This is part 2 of everything you need to know about temporary locks installation from a hairstylist perspective. These are temporary locks that I have this time. This was my second installation. The first one I know it was throughout last year. I think I installed them. I cannot remember the exact time. Maybe you could find it out in the other video. So this is my second installation. I was trying this style as a bridal style, and as you can see, it can really be styled as a bridal style now. So karibu sana. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming, and hit that subscribe button. If you're coming here again for another time, thank you so much for coming back again. Now let's get straight to the video. Now it has been a whole 2 years of installing this lock, and let me tell you, I have learned a lot. From the previous video, I remember I said I was not very sure if this style will benefit relaxed hair and very fine hair. And I also did a video, if you've not watched it, go look for it, on how to install the locks on I've done on natural hair, and I've also done a recent video on relaxed hair. So basically on relaxed hair would be the same way I would install the locks on very fine hair. Now there's always a difference between density and thickness. Density is the number of hair follicles you have. That is basically, it gives you the volume, and the thickness is how thick one strand is compared to like a strand of yarn or thread basically. And so you could be having fine hair but you have fine dense hair. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, it's fine but it's dense. And you could be having maybe thick and less dense hair. I don't know if that makes sense. So it means the one strand is very thick, so when you put an afro, it looks so much, but when you tie it down, it looks very less. So that would be an ideal description of having dense hair but less thick hair. And then there are those people who have thick and dense, basically just thick and dense. Anyway, straight into the video. So one of the things I have learned from installing and uninstalling these locks, I think pretty much the whole of last year and early this year I was doing a lot of installation, and now since August I've been doing a lot of uninstallation. And one of the things I've learned, because I install them on I think most hair types apart from Caucasian, I install them in most African hair types. I install them from 3A. I think I've installed them throughout 4C. And one of the things, basically for most people with 3A, B and C, I think at that time I wasn't sure which method would be the best, because remember, this is a protective style, and one of the characteristics of protective styles is that we need to install it using minimal tension. So for them, since their hair is really soft, basically let me give you a good example. Would be maybe, this Eritrean, Ethiopian hair types, those ones. So most of the time the lock would slide. And now this is one thing I need to say: I do not use kinky to make my locks. Why? It's because number one, I noticed I used to install using kinky, but I noticed number one, they accumulate smell since you're gonna stay with them for a long time. I don't know, it kind of absorbs the smell. Number two is that it's hard. Let me tell you, that thing is hard. It gets rough. You don't even feel like it's hair, And number three is that build up. I don't know for some reason why, even if you wash it this just build up. So that's one of the reasons I stopped using kinky. So I use a softer hair, which really creates the bounce and the slip. If you've not checked out the photo I posted, please go on my Instagram at Naurei_Atara and check some of my work there, so you will really know like what I mean when I say it's soft. And what makes especially the lock rather soft, is because this hair, when we make the lock, we make it really porous. Let me insert a clip here. So I don't use kinky now, especially for people. When I used to use kinky on people who have fine hair, my friend, the amount of breakage. Remember in the previous video we said this is a protective style. Now whether it will grow your hair out, it cannot. The only thing it can do is help you grow out your hair. That means you have a protective style as you're doing the other things, that is washing, that is cleansing, that is deep treating, conditioning, oiling, having a nice healthy regimen. So if you're not doing that, honestly, yes, the hair is gonna grow because of 1 inch, but the thing is, during an installation you really have a lot of tangling, so there's a lot of detangling which comes with a lot of breakage. Now if you have fine hair, do not stay with the locks for more than 5 months, guys. Yes, I am here to tell you that if you have very soft hair, don't stay with them for more than 5 months. In fact, I know the style really you can stay with it throughout 12 months, like a whole year. But honestly, just uninstall them. You can install them if you really want to save on the locks, like you can use them. But honestly, I would never advise that unless you are those. But there are people who are really clean, so I would advise them to do that. But for some, no. I know someone is gonna ask, by not staying them for them for a long time, I would say ideally maximum 6 months. If you have relaxed hair or very fine hair, don't. Actually, even if you have really thick and whatever hair, I would say go with it maybe 8 months, not really 12 months. I mean, there are those people who want to maximize, but make sure as you're maximizing, you're taking care of your hair. Really, don't neglect your hair. This is not a style that entails you or assumes or your hair, I don't know, this is not a style that you put to just neglect that now you don't want anything to do with hair. No, you need to keep taking care of your hair. So how many times can I wash the locks? You can wash your locks as often as once a week. I am not really a strong advocate for washing your hair daily because I think it drains, it sucks out, it dries out the hair. But assuming you work out and you want that that clean feeling every time, I would say you can be washing maybe thrice, no, even like twice a week. Once you wash without shampoo, then the next time you use a very mild, a very very mild shampoo, then maybe you can do a nice a full-time wash maybe after 2 weeks. So you can be washing this hairstyle every week. The other question I get is my hairline. Will my hair grow? I have seen a lot of reviews on the hairline. It's not me. I've seen a lot of videos. I got a client was like, I've seen a lot of videos of people doing their hairline, was really damaged, blah 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 blah. First of all, it depends with how it was installed. If it was installed tight, definitely. Hello, we all know what tight hairstyles do. Number 2 is, can you stop forcing? If your hairstylist is gonna do your hair, I mean, even you yourself, can you stop allowing them to do your edges? Like, there's no point. Like, we understand, we don't need to see your shining forehead and all that. So for me, I normally leave out this part, the hair. I don't mind. I don't feel I need to braid it or anything like that, because I mean, what's the point? I would rather be spraying with water and brushing it. I'm not really into sleek messy looks. I mean sleek looks. But if you're really into sleek looks, just make sure they don't do it, all the baby hairs. You get the point. So why I would say, I'm gonna just there's a client who was gracious enough to like record her journey throughout, before installation, through installation, with the dates, and I was so impressed. So these are let me just put them here so that you see. tell me her hair did not grow. Just tell me, how long did she stay with them? I think almost 1 year. I think it was 11 months because we just undid them. We had installed them in November and we undid them in October. That's how many months? Almost. Wow. Wait, what? No, November. No, yeah, it was 11 months, guys. So her hair did grow, and I would say she was taking care of it. We would treat every once a month. At home she would wash, and I had recommended some things. Really, I cannot really recommend them like for everyone here because I need to assess your hair first. But I would say a nice leave-in conditioner mixed with water if you have dry scalp. If you have oily scalp, you're really going to struggle with it because of buildup. If you have dry scalp, that would be a nice way to keep spraying. That would be an addition to your scalp, to your spray bottle. The one I'm currently using, I would say maybe leave-in and moisture milk. I would say Mosara or Vatica, but just look for a nice leave-in that does not have mineral oil, or silicones, blah blah blah. So we want to have a moisturizing spray. That's the whole point. Yes, basically. So I was really impressed. Her hair is 4B 4C. Behind it's 4B, kwingine ni 4C. Haya. Now the other thing, can I swim with these hairstyles? Yes, you can. And what I'm gonna advocate is, once you swim, if you're gonna wash your hair at the salon, definitely you're gonna lay on a sink. So for that time, remember the hair is porous, it's like a sponge, so it will absorb water and it become really heavy. That is the truth. It become very heavy. So when you're at the sink, the weight is supported by the sink, so you don't need to twist or do anything. But if you're gonna wash your hair in the shower or you're gonna swim with it, I would say twist your hair in sections. Maybe just chunky sections. Then I would suggest holding them up, or if you're not gonna twist, just hold them up in like 4. I'm gonna do a video on how to wash them at home and all that. So hold them in maybe 4 parts, and then when you're washing, now the focus is the rubber band will be the one that's supporting the weight of the lock. So you just focus on the scalp first, cleaning the scalp, because either way the lock is gonna really be clean by the time you're done washing. The lock will be clean. Don't worry, it is porous. The things will flow, the dirt will flow, unless you're using a lot of products or something. You need more effort. Now you are not going to wash this hair with things like bentonite clay and all that, and you're not gonna be using very heavy cleansers or treatments. Why? It's because remember the hair is porous, so you have very high chances, and it's gonna take you a lot of time to try and rinse it out. So I would say just avoid it for now. You will do all those Ayurvedic treatments you want to do later. Okay, so this is now the biggest part. I changed products. In the previous video, basically what I would say is standard, that remains standard for all of us, is making sure you spray the hair moisture daily. That is a must. Let me tell you, you don't need to have the locks to be spraying. If you have braids, spray. If you have cornrows, spray. If you have any style, spray. Your hair needs moisture. Your hair needs moisture. Moisture is not oil. Moisture is water. So please spray your hair. Anyway, so what remains standard from the previous video is spraying. Now what changes is, I have learned not every product will work for all hair types, because there are things to factor in. The porosity. Apart from porosity, there's also the scalp type. Now if you have very dry scalp, I would say you can, you are those people who can add to leave-ins in the spray, and you go each free. For the rest of us like me who have very oily scalp, we cannot risk it. So for us it's just water. If you need to use a leave-in, you use it applying it on the lock directly. And I think the video will really do us justice, the one I'll do. So basically I wash, and since I know my hair is somewhere up to here, tucked till somewhere here because it's folded, I now apply here and I allow it to dry. Now what I changed, I stopped using Black Like Me. As much as it says it's a moisturizing treatment, honestly, there's this feel I get after using it. The hair is so stiff, so strong. I feel it's more on the protein side really than the moisture side. So I switched to Vatica Afro Naturals. Now this one works very good for both relaxed and natural hair. Texlaxed, all of those, it works. I would say it works very well for all hair types. Actually, I recently tried it on Caucasian hair and it was really good. It was amazing. So they have 3 types. So I'm gonna insert a clip somewhere here. So they have 3 types. They have the Pro Wheat or something. This one is the moisture one. It's very moisturizing. I would recommend it to anyone. Now, if you have dry scalp, I would suggest also making sure you apply it on the scalp. If you have oily scalp, yes, do, but not really. Just make sure you focus on the hair. Our focus is the hair. But for dry scalp, focus everywhere. Then the next one is the henna one. It is orange in color. I feel it's more on the strengthening because henna has lysine. Lysine is the deposit that henna leaves on the hair, kind of like strengthening it, kind of giving it that strengthening effect. It's also a really nice one. Then there's this one. There's the coconut and garlic. Coconut and garlic, in my opinion, I feel it tends to lie more on the strengthening side. So I kind of categorize it more on the protein side, more of a strengthening treatment. So what I do with my clients is, after you come, I do not install the locks before we treat the hair. I don't like it because we need to boost this thing. Your hair is going to be here locked in one place for a long time. So I prefer we do treatment and we do a lot of detangling so that we make sure by the time we are doing the hair, we are set. You know, the hair has been pampered. So what I do with my clients is, after assessing the hair, we can decide which treatment we want to start with. Is it moisture, is it the henna, or is it the coconut and garlic? Now what we do is, if this, we keep alternating. So this time we do moisture, the next time we do henna, the next time we do moisture, the next time we do coconut and garlic. Now basically that's it. So if you want to come twice a month, we can be doing 2 different treatments. The other time, or once a month, we keep changing. Now, one of the things, 6 tips I can say is, when you're using the coconut and garlic one, since I find it's almost like black like me, it has almost the same effect on hair, more of the strengthening, I would say make sure you mix it with a little bit of moisturizing oils, deep moisturizing penetrating oils like olive, argan, jojoba, rapeseed, avocado, very moisturizing, you know, very heavy moisturizing oils. Or you can mix it now with the that one, the moisturizing one from Vertical. Now, is there a rule? Must you use those ones? No, but just make sure if you're using whatever treatment you're using, it's mineral oil, petrolatum, liquidum, paraffinum liquidum free. We don't do that here. Silicone, make sure it's silicone. There's this one I intend to try, but I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm not gonna mention it yet. But the problem is that I feel it has a lot of silicones, but it does a good job. Not all silicones are bad. There are those ones that are, they're not water resistant, so they can be rinsed out with water. Then there are those ones that are not water resistant, that you need to make sure you shampoo, you know, like alot, like the chelating shampoos and all that. Anyway, so basically make sure you treat. So I changed my treatments to these ones because what I noticed about these ones is that they penetrate. You see the way you apply product on a client, and then after you're done, when you're coming to rinse them out, the product's looking at you like, hi sis, hi. So for this one, I noticed it really penetrates. That is on both relaxed and natural hair. That is both open and on locks. It does, yes. Now, the other thing I have learned to incorporate for my clients, which you can also try, apart from just sitting under the dryer with a shower cap and all that, is to incorporate steam drying. The steamer. Why? Because normal dryer is dry heat, but the steaming dryer is moist heat. So you want to make sure you are incorporating a lot of moisture and also striking a balance between moisture and protein. So most of the time, really, most people really do need more of moisture than really protein, because most of these products we use, gels, conditioners, leave-ins, have some level of protein. So moisture. Excuse me. Yes, so one of the things I learned, this is how a steam would look like. You can go and check out more information on my Instagram at Naurei. If you have not subscribed to this channel, Manze, we have come so far. It's time. You need to subscribe now. Okay, then the next thing. If you are going to swim with this hair, whether in sea water, lake water, dam water, or no, who swims in dam water? Maybe they do. Actually, there are people who do. If you're gonna swim with this hair, in chlorine water or in salty water, what my advice would be, make sure you coat your hair with baobab oil. It really helps in, it kind of like blocks the chlorine and the saltiness, the salty effect, the chlorine and salt effect from the hair, so it won't dry out your hair. So that would be a nice tip to incorporate. So get baobab oil, and every time you're going swimming, make sure you wet your hair first with fresh water, then coat with the oil. Yes. And make sure after you swim or whatever in salty or chlorinated water, you make sure you shampoo and follow it with a deep conditioner. Okay, so the other thing is what I can advise what I can advise brides. One of the things I'm learning, I've been installing these locks on brides, and let me tell you, I think this is what I might do on my wedding. I'm not promising, but this is a really nice bridal style, because you want a style that, depending on your budget, you want a style that after the honeymoon you're not rushing to the salon to change your hairstyle. So this is that style, because as you can see, I have styled mine. I plan on trying and doing more bridal styles using this hair, so that we can give brides ideas, so that it's a long-term protective style. So you can, actually the thing is, you can, because it's not tight, you can install it the same day, maybe on a Friday, and style it on a Saturday. It's not painful, for sure it is not. Or I wouldn't say a month old, because you really want that fresh, sleek look, you know. Yes, so that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you have more questions, please ask them on the comment section. I am more than willing to answer. I am more than willing to answer. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was clear, because I'm just recording it. I did this look and I was like, why not do a video? I know I should not be sitting with the light there, but I was like, well, I wanna grow. So of course the dress, as you can see, is quite big. We did something here. I felt this cleavage was so much, my god. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you in the next one. Share with a friend, invite someone who needs to watch this video before. Yes, so for more details on my services, check out my Instagram at Naurei_.